Jeff Johnson here from GameOn, your source for gaming news and talk, and once again, your source for coverage of the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo. It's the event's 10th anniversary year, and they've got plenty of great celebrity guests joining in the festivities, including our interview guest for today, voice actor Alan Oppenheimer. Alan, how are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing just fine, thank you. Just fine. I'm down here in the 70-degree weather, and you're up there freezing.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What can I do for you, sir?
Well, Alan, you're going to be attending Calgary Expo. Are you excited to be making the trip to Calgary?
Well, I am. I'm there Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm flying in on Friday afternoon late. So if you're starting on Thursday, I will not be there Thursday. I wanted to go to Calgary. I did a movie, Little Big Man, and we shot that in Billings, Montana. And some of the people got to shoot in Calgary after that. They were supposed to shoot in the snow, and there was a spring thaw, or an unusual thaw, and all the snow melted, and they had to come back to Montana or somewhere or suspend shooting until the next snowfall. Then they went back to Calgary. So my only association with Calgary is that and the knowledge of the Calgary Stampede, which is world famous, isn't it?
It's very true. Now, there's so many different roles that people might know you for, but for me, it's always goes back to Skeletor from He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. What's it like being known for such an iconic role from cartoons in the 80s?
Well, it was the biggest surprise to me, Jeff. I mean, as I've said to many people, we do the job, we get paid, we go home. And then we're in there the next week or whatever and do the same thing. And here it is 30 years later and find that this cartoon is iconic, and so is Skeletor. And it's the biggest surprise in the world to me, a delightful surprise, I've got to tell you that. And I've had some experiences with meeting people at these conventions that are so humbling, where they changed their lives. They were very young people, and they came from dysfunctional families, and they were despondent. Four of them told me that independently that they were contemplating suicide as young boys, and there was a moral in the He-Man episode that turned them around, and they gave that up, and they've had very happy, successful lives. Well, boy, that's really a humbling thing. You do the job, you go home, you never think about that. 3 Argentinians came up to me when I was doing a show, one of my first shows in Miami, and they told me that there was an episode of He-Man where they said, if you get separated, if you're on a hike and you get separated from your family, don't look for them. Stay in that place. They'll find you. Otherwise, you'll walk around in the forest and get lost. He said, one of these guys says, well, that happened to me. I was about 8 years old, and we were hiking in Argentina, and I got separated, and I remembered that episode, and 2 hours later they found me.
It's pretty amazing to see that sort of connection to your fan base and just having people have those kind of memories from the series. And really, when you think about it, my memory was just the fact that you'd have Skeletor losing to He-Man on a regular basis. Did you ever wish Skeletor could just kick He-Man's butt at least once throughout the course of that show?
Well, I always figured in my own mind that I did. I never recognized that I lost. Never. No. I knew I'd be back the next week, and I was not dead. No, I never lost. I should give you the He-Man laugh there, the Skeletor laugh.
Oh, there you go. Now, you actually did multiple roles on the Masters of the Universe.
I did. I did Mer-Man. I did Cringer. I did Beast-Man. I did Man-at-Arms and Skeletor.
So out of that entire group, was there a favorite character out of the bunch to voice?
Sure, Skeletor. Loved doing it. Skeletor and Mer-Man I loved doing, yeah. Mer-Man, I wound up on Transformers doing Sea Spray, too. So I just stole my character from Mer-Man and her tucked in the water like that, the same thing that I did it in Transformers. People say to me, well, gee, you sure sound like Mer-Man. I said, well, it is. I stole for myself. Yeah, that's okay.
And looking at that, too, I mean, having multiple characters in your stable, you'll see voice actors do that quite often. But what's it like trying to take on multiple characters, putting on, like, multiple roles over the course of voicing of a show?
Well, a lot of actors will go and do the one voice all the way through and then go back and do the other voice all the way through, etc. I found, and I said to Lou Scheimer, I said, no, I'll just talk to myself. I can do that. And I did that. I would do Skeletor, followed by Mer-Man, followed by Cringer, followed by Man-at-Arms, and I would just be talking to myself, and I found it great fun to do. So I'm going, Mer-Man, where are you? Oh, I'm right here. What do you want from me? Cringer's here too. So I love doing that, and I would do back and forth with myself instead of going all the way through with one voice and then going all the way through with another voice.
That's amazing. Now, at this year's Calgary Expo, He-Man creator Tom Cook, She-Ra voice actor Melanie Britt, they'll also be there. What's it like getting together with people you used to work with for Masters of the Universe?
Well, I have worked with Melendi once or twice over the years since then. I don't think I've ever met Tom Cook. People have brought me cartoon cells to autograph that Tom has already autographed ahead of me. So I think I'll be meeting him for the first time. If he tells me, no, we've met before, I'll just say, well, you know, it's another senior moment, forgive me. But Melendi and I have met before. We did a convention together, I think it was in Miami. That was 2 or 3 years ago. And that was the first time. We've talked on the phone, but we haven't seen each other in a long time. And we live, 10 miles apart or something.
Well, Alan, thank you very much for joining me today, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo.
Please come by. Come by. I'd like to meet you. Thank you, Jeff. Good luck.
And thank you. That was Alan Oppenheimer. You might know him as the voice of Skeletor, or you might know him for a multitude.
And Falcor.
Oh, Falcor too. That's right. He's going to be at the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo for 3 of the days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that event runs from April 16th to 19th at Stampede Park. Once again, I'm Jeff Johnson, your host for Game On. Thanks for joining us.
This is voice actor Crispin Freeman.
This is Courtney Taylor.
This is Quentin Flynn here, and you're listening to Game On.